Number 24, Pearsonbaum, and number 22, Wilbaum, and their parents, Marnie and Matt Baum. Number 56, Dylan Bronstein, his mom Cindy, and his dad Darren Bronstein. Number 32, Xavion Crosby, mom Lisa, and his father Ben. Number 54, Ralph Cruz, his mother Betsy, and his father Raphael Cruz. Number 59, Davis Lindbergh, his mother, Reagan, and his father, Taylor Lindbergh. Number 15, Dante Marinello. And captain, number 2, James Marinello. And their parents, Jill and Sal Marinello. Captain, number 53, J.J. Lebowitz. With his parents, Amy and Mark Lebowitz. On behalf of the Morristown-Beard School Administration and its football team, we would like to thank all seniors and their parents for their hard work and dedication to the football program and the greater school community. Thank you, seniors. Island Lutheran has won the toss and deferred their selection to the second half.
Welcome to Morristown-Beard School here in beautiful Morristown, New Jersey. It's time for some Saturday afternoon fall football on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Today we're happy to bring you the Long Island Lutheran Crusaders and the Morristown-Beard School Crimson. Ethan Carpenter here with you on the Play-by-Play Sports Network here today. It should be a good one this afternoon between two teams in the Metropolitan Independent Football League. Morristown-Beard coming into this game with a 1-1 record, fresh off a 33-17 win over Greenwich Country Day, and it was a day where really offense and defense stepped up. Both sides of the ball played well. Long Island Lutheran only played one game so far this season, and it was back in early September, so they've had 3 weeks off here to start as Morristown-Beard gets the ball to start at the 35-yard line. Reminder that this league in February became the first league in the nation to eliminate kickoffs.
Gain of about 9.
And so Crosby for the Crimson takes the first down handoff, and that's how we get things rolling this afternoon. Be interesting to see if other leagues follow suit with that new rule enacted in February. James Marinello, the quarterback for the Crimson in the shotgun, will hand it off to Crosby again, and Crosby makes a move across the field, and the 6'1" running back gets into Crusader territory.
2 now for the Crimson.
So the Crimson scoring 33 points in their game last week. This is an offense that is capable of putting up some huge numbers, and head coach Tim Fell told me that it's mainly on the ground, and you saw that last week. Most of their yardage coming through the air, only 39 passing yards last week as Marinello takes the snap, and we will see our first flag of the afternoon here. So the Crusaders
on the defense.
Jump off sides.
And a Crimson touchdown.
As we already see the first flag of the day just 1 minute into this one. Another handoff up across the 40-yard line, a nice gain.
Carry by Baum.
Baum takes the carry out to about the 38-yard line of the Crusaders.
2nd and 6 now for the Crimson.
2nd and 6 upcoming. .387 yards rushing for this Crimson offense last week. You gotta imagine that's gonna be the way they pick up yardage today as Marinello takes the quarterback keeper up to the 35-yard line. Gain of a couple there on 2nd down, setting up a 3rd and short.
3rd and a long 3 now for the Crimson.
So 3rd and 3 here on the opening drive for the Crimson. Again, 1-1 on the season, and they did lose their opener to Pingree School. So this is almost like a must-win game in order for playoff positioning against another league rival here as Dante Marinello takes the carry, stays in bounds, but is short of the first down yards a game. So it's going to be 4th and 3 now, and a decision here for Coach Fell. Gotta imagine with how strong of a rushing attack this Crimson team has, they're probably going to go for this one already in Crusader territory here in the first. Senior day here at Morristown-Beard School. Homecoming week upcoming. We're going to be here for Some other sporting events next week, Monday through Thursday. Make sure you check those out on our YouTube channel. As 4th and 3, and the carry up the middle and extending for potential first down. We'll see what the call is here.
Very close.
Pearson Baum with the carry for the Crimson. And the Crusaders obviously pointing in their direction, saying they're short. And they do get the stop.
First down, and Long Island Lutheran will take over on down.
So a huge stop for Long Island Lutheran on their first defensive drive of the game, and they'll get the ball back with nice field position. And they will start out in the shotgun with quarterback Matthew Caputo. The senior receiver, quarterback safety, does it all for the Crusaders. He'll drop back on first down, finds his man across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Zion Tracy, another senior and a star player for this Crusaders offense. Got a chance to look at his tape from last week. Very active on defense. Plays corner as well for this team. Lots of pass breakups. And had a 65-yard punt return for a touchdown. One of the highlight plays of the game, leading to him winning Max Prep's Special Teams Player of the Week. As here's the 2nd and 2 for the Crusaders. Caputo nearly bobbles the snap, and he is wrestled down. Micah Lebowitz. And a huge stop on 2nd and short sets up a 3rd and intermediate.
6-yard loss on the sack. 3rd
It's a 6-yard loss. So no hurry-up offense to start for either team. But both of these offenses pretty high powered, so you would expect them maybe to try to hit the ground running here today, but both teams patient with their play calls, their coaching staffs on their respective sidelines. So here's the 3rd and 8 play with 7.5 here to go in the first. Caputo drops back, looking, fires deep, and he has a man in double coverage, and it's brought down inside the 40.
Pass is complete. Begins Zion Tracy.
Zion Tracy, his 2nd catch.
57 yards on the
and the
catch.
Crusaders will march into Crimson territory.
First down.
And that will put Tracy over 700 yards receiving in his career with the Crusaders. And obviously, it's even more impressive considering they didn't have much of a season last year. Really, no schools did in a shortened COVID world. It's 1st and 10 now from inside the Crimson 40. Call it the 38-yard line. Caputo hands it off and nowhere to go. Now he's still on his feet. His knee did not go down, and falling at the 20-yard line.
To Ethan Lincoln. Who's knocked down in the backfield.
Ethan Lincoln down to the 20-yard line.
About 20. Crusader first down.
And head coach Tim Fell not happy with that play. The Crimson thinking that Lincoln's knee was down. That's why you always play to the whistle, and now the Crusaders are in the red zone for the first time today. Just outside of it at the right at it. The 20-yard line is where they'll line up. Caputo with Lycan right behind him. Lycan takes the handoff, running right. Flag is thrown in the direction of holding as Lycan gets down to the 9-yard line and 11-yard rush, but expecting this one to move back.
against Long Island Lutheran.
So holding is the call.
The 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
And a 10-yard loss moves the Crusaders back after they moved quite quickly into the Crimson red zone. So 1st and 20 now from the 29-yard line. Caputo drops back, quick throw to the outside, and it's brought in at the 20-yard line, 10-yard gain. Coverage was nearly there, but Zion Tracy makes his 3rd catch here today. So right back to the original line of scrimmage goes Long Island Lutheran. So in their first game in early September, starting at quarterback was Jacques Leandre, but he is not under center here to start. As Caputo gets the call here today on the road. As Tracy jumps early. And the Crusaders will move 5 yards back. So all of a sudden, a 2nd and manageable turns into a 2nd and long on this first drive for the Crusaders. Both teams really sticking to the ground game as we are quickly already at 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Man sent in motion by Caputo. The pitch goes on the outside to about the 10-yard line. Carry by Anthony Valdez.
Carry by Valdez. 3rd and short now for Long Island Lutheran.
So now a 3rd and short for the Crusaders here on their first drive. Penalties did not stop them right here in a 3rd and manageable. Trying to quiet this Crimson crowd, which has a lot of energy here today on Senior Day. Lycan takes the handoff, and nowhere to run. A pile of Crimson bodies. It's a 4th and short, and a huge opportunity for this Crimson defense to get off the field here in the first quarter. So Long Island Crusaders team that is explosive. 242 passing yards in their first game. And oh yeah, 137 yards on the ground as well. The Crimson trying to have a bend but don't break defense here on a 4th and 2 inside the red zone. Caputo almost falls down, and the Crimson take advantage on the stop. A loss of a couple on 4th down. And Morristown-Beard will get the ball back with our score remaining scoreless. So both offenses going forward on 4th and short and opponent territory here in the first quarter on their first 2 drives. And the defensive front for both of these teams coming up large. And the defensive front for Morristown-Beard specifically, one of the strong suits of this team is the handoff on first down, goes to the outside and nowhere to run.
Loss of about 6 on the play. Second and long now for the Crimson.
Crosby goes backwards on the first down carry. Calling it 2nd and 16 now. It's like tackle there made by Ryan Alexander. My apologies. Gavin Holman on the stop for the Crusaders as Marinello fakes the handoff, and James Marinello makes a move at the 20, spins out of a tackle, and falls ahead to the 24. And that's what Coach Tim Fell told me. He said they're strong on the ground at both the running back and the quarterback position, and that just makes a team that much more dangerous when your quarterback has wheels like James Marinello does. The senior, 5'11", good size. Saw him out here earlier playing catch with some of his teammates, getting some timing on some of their routes. And speaking of timing, it has to help that his brother Dante Marinello is also out there on the field as well. Number 15 for the Crimson. As it looks like, we'll see if they get one more snap off here in the waning moments of the first quarter. It is a 3rd and 4. Marinello sends a man in motion, and now both teams pointing who jumped first. It looks like a false start.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Jeff Rittenauer, our head referee today, makes the call. And now a 3rd and 4 turns into a 3rd and 9. As we will head to the end of the first quarter here this afternoon. As before we go, let's take a trip real quick into the coach's corner. Like we mentioned, Tim Fell, the head coach of Morristown-Beard football. He's also coached at Del Barton School and Seton Hall Prep. The head coach for Morristown-Beard football since 2009. And he coaches golf and basketball here. We got a chance to hear from him in our Morristown-Beard boys basketball feature story. You can find that story on our YouTube channel. And he had some great things to say about that team. And there's a few players on this football team that also play on the basketball team. Started the season 0-6 and then won 6 straight games to end it. And also a math teacher here at Morristown-Beard School. That's our coach's corner, Tim Fell. As we get ready for the second quarter of action this afternoon. As we will flip the field here after the penalty to end the first quarter. So a 3rd and 9 for Marinello and this Crimson offense. Still a scoreless game as we start the second quarter. Couldn't be any better conditions for football here today, as on the misdirection, Dante Marinello takes the carry across the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Short gain, it'll be 4th and about 6.
So 4th and 6 upcoming for this offense. And Tracy takes the punt at the 45-yard line. Knee touched the ground, so that will stop play, and that's where the Crusaders will start their next drive, their second of the game. So both defensive fronts playing very well here to start.
15-yard penalty and a Crimson first down.
And roughing the kicker is the call. You don't see that very often. But boy, is that a back-breaking penalty for the Crusaders. That will bring the Crimson offense back onto the field as they look to make something out of their still second drive of the ball game here today. Not sure who they got on the penalty there. But head coach Chris Reno for the Crusaders cannot be happy with that. So 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line are the Crimson. Their own 37. Marinello hands it off. And spinning through a tackle, maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage, is Xavion Crosby. One of those aforementioned players that also plays on the basketball team here for Morristown-Beard. A lot of multi-sport athletes here at this school. Second and 10, Dante Marinello at the bottom of your screen, lining up wide. Marinello hands it off. Carry up the middle and moving out towards the left, brought down at the 45-yard line is Crosby again.
Cuts it up near the 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd and a long 3.
So cutting the deficit in half, it is 3rd and, well, they'll call it 3rd and 3, so a nice carry there by Crosby on 2nd down. Crosby, a part of the incredible depth in the backfield for this Morristown-Beard team. They have multiple running backs capable of putting up huge numbers on the ground. They had 4 guys with over 65 yards rushing last week, as their quarterback James Marinello was one of those players, and he's brought down on 3rd down short of the 1st down marker. So another 4th down situation for the Crimson. Went for it on their first drive, and then earlier on this drive, again, the running or roughing the kicker gave them a 15-yard penalty. Looks like they'll line up to go for it. They trust their defense enough, even still in their own territory. The opening moments of the 2nd quarter. Marinello in the shotgun. Takes a step back, and he'll punt it. And we'll see where that went out. I think that's only going to net maybe, say, 10 yards, if that. I know they'll mark it at the 35. So about a 20-yard punt for James Marinello. And that's your advantage when your quarterback can punt, can line up in those formations, and possibly trick a defense, as the Crusaders now will finally line up for their next drive. Still a 0-0 ball game here from Morristown. Chris Reno, the Crusaders head coach in his 23rd season, led Long Island Lutheran to a 2019 championship here in the MIFL. And so this is going to be their first full season since winning that championship, so high expectations for this team from Long Island. It's a man in motion set on 1st down, and the handoff goes up to the 45-yard line and runs into a wall of Crimson defenders. And the handoff goes to Ethan Lyken. Crusaders seeming pretty composed for having their bus come in late today. A little bit of issues before kick as Caputo fires to the outside and trying to make a move across the 45. Falling ahead to the 46 is Zion Tracy. 1st down for the Crusaders, and by my count, his 4th catch here this afternoon. Obviously the huge, about 25-yard gain on the first drive on the throw by Caputo in the double coverage. Showing the hands and the ability, the leaping ability, and able to bring down that football was Tracy. So here's a 1st and 10 now from the 47. Caputo collapsed, takes the snap, fires to the outside, has his man at the 45. Running is Thomas Bacon. And Bacon is into Crimson territory inside the 40 to the 38. And 2 straight first downs for this Crusaders offense. As we hit the 7-minute mark here in the second quarter. Both defenses living up to the hype. No points on the scoreboard yet. If you missed it earlier, the Crimson had a huge stop inside their 15-yard line. Caputo flushes out to his right, and James Marinello. What can he do? On the pass breakup, the pass intended for Anthony Valdez. So James Marinello can throw the football, punt the football, and then he more than capable of getting those pass breakups. 2nd and 10 now for the Crusaders. Caputo with now Lycan to his right. Takes the snap, fakes it to Lycan. Caputo makes a move, and he's brought down at the 41. Multiple Mo-Bear defenders were there. Tristan Misha was there initially for the first stop. And a 3rd and 13 now. This is a Mo-Bear defense that against Greenwich Country Day gave up a negative 12 yards on 16 carries. And they're bringing that phenomenal performance here to their home field today in their 2nd home game on the young season, as Caputo has Lycan right behind him. And some early movement. As the refs check with Coach Fowl, looks like it's on the offense. So a 3rd and 18 upcoming. And this is a Crusaders offense that faced a 1st and 20 earlier, and they were able to get it down to a 4th and 2 eventually when they went for it. So they're more than capable of picking up chunk yardage, but they're going to need to do it quick on 3rd down here. Caputo back, throws deep to his left, and he was looking for Tracy on the far sideline, incomplete. 4th and 18 upcoming, and presumably the punting unit for the Crusaders will come on. Back to receive for Morristown-Beard is the quick Dante Marinello. Matthew Mancuso back to kick it away for the Crusaders on 4th and 18. Mancuso's kick, Low kick fading to the left, and Marinello fields it inside the 15 and gets to the 16. So 3 or 4 yards on the return there by Marinello.
Attention all runners participating in the 29th annual Kirby Mile. Please make your way down to the track for the start of the race. FBS Hall of Fame and Alumni Board members, please come to the track as well.
So 1st and 10 for James Marinello and his offense, their 3rd drive here in the afternoon. Marinello sends his brother in motion, and it's a direct snap to Marcelo LaRocca. So a 12-yard carry on the first play of this drive for the Crimson sets up a 1st and 10 from the 30. Dante Marinello in motion again. His brother James will keep it, and James is across the 35 to the 37. So 7 yards on second down. Or on first down. It's a 2nd and 3 now. James nearly 100 yards on the ground last week against Greenwich Country Day, 96 yards and a touchdown to be exact. So you saw him chatting with Pearson Baum, receiver to the bottom of your screen, number 24. As the handoff goes to Crosby, and maybe a hold at the bottom of your screen. No flag called. It was the aforementioned Pearson Baum who tried to keep his defender at bay. As Crosby couldn't get much there, it's 3rd down. 3rd and 7. With 3 minutes left here in the first half. Again, Ethan Carpenter with the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in here today. Make sure you subscribe, give the video a like, and tune in to some of our broadcasts next week. You'll see listed on our channel. Follow us on Instagram at PBPSN. A lot of play of the day content on there, and a lot of them are plays here from Morristown-Beard School. Marinello steps back, finds Dante Marinello, and he's wrapped up and brought down at the 37. Tackle made by Jawad Travis. Good play on the outside by the Crusaders. It's now 4th and 4, and Coach Fell will leave the offense out. Fourth and 4 with under 2 minutes to go, and Coach Fell will take the timeout. So a crucial play here for the Crimson, because if they turn this ball over on downs, Crusaders can start with great field position and try to get someone on the scoreboard here in this first half. Still a scoreless game.
Morristown-Beard girls field hockey team pulled a huge upset in the county tournament today, knocking off 4-seeded Mendham 1-0 in overtime. On over to their goal.
So if you didn't hear that, the Morristown-Beard field hockey team gets a 1-0 win over Mendham today. A huge upset win, and applause from the crowd here as everyone here is pumped up for homecoming week and senior day here for football. So Coach Fell sends his offense back out on 4th and 4. Marinello in the shotgun. Crosby to his right. And another one of those punts from Marinello. He steps back, and it takes a Crimson bounce. So after the about 15-yard net punt earlier, this one goes inside the 15 or inside the 20. Sorry, the 15. It's to the 14. A nice punt by James Marinello, giving this Crusaders offense a long field if they want to try and score anything before we break for halftime. So if you look at the scoreboard today, you would think both offenses haven't done much, but they have shown the capability today to move the chains, to get into opponent territory, but it's both those defensive fronts that have really came up large on those 4th and shorts. And obviously the more notable one in the first quarter was on the first Long Island Lutheran drive, where they got to about the 12-yard line, and that Crimson front came up large. Quarterback Matthew Caputo nearly fell down. As now we see a quarterback change for the first time today for the Crimson. And on the pitch, there's Caputo, will take it. And no, that's Valdez, as Valdez falls down on the creative first down play across the 15 to the 17.
On the carry. Gain of about 4. Second and long 6.
As another timeout called here, we're going to take a quick audio break, 1:07 left here in the first half. And we are back here. That was Jacques Leandre with his first appearance in the game here today, taking the snap there for the Crusaders. Caputo back in under center with 1:07 left in the first half. He takes the snap, looks to the outside. He has his man across the 25, falling down to the 30. Matthew Mancuso, his first mention on the broadcast. He did have a punt earlier for the Crusaders, a nice one, pinning the Crimson deep in their own territory. As time continues to run here in the first half. Caputo pumps, throws to midfield, and nearly intercepted. He was looking for Tracy, and the pass is broken up by Will Baum. As Xavier Crosby calls for the crowd to get pumped up here late in the first half. 2nd and 10 with 39 seconds left. Caputo, and a miscommunication on the route, looking for Tracy, and the incompletion sets up a 3rd and 10. So here's Caputo getting the call in Lycan to his left now on 3rd and 10. Caputo looks, finds Tracy. Tracy tries to make a move at the 30, spins out of a tackle, but multiple Crimson defenders are there. Crosby was there on the stop along with Baum. And it's now a 4th and maybe they got a yard or 2 there, but it's presumably a punt upcoming for Long Island Lutheran. And with the way both these teams have moved the ball, it's been very slow and methodical here today. So even if the Crimson do get the ball back, I'm not sure if Coach Fell is really going to dial up any plays deep and down the field. We'll see what happens. They're going to send Dante Marinello back to receive this punt. As you see, the Crusaders' 4th down unit talking with head coach Chris Reno. Again, his 23rd season as head coach. He's helped build this program. And the first year they were eligible for the playoffs because they joined the league. They were originally fully independent, but in 2019 they won the MIFL championship. And they are on the rise as the 4th down punt is made by Matthew Mancuso. And Marinello fields it at the 42, and he's brought down immediately. Cruz is there on the stop for the Crusaders, and with 18 seconds left, the Crimson will see what they do here in the waning moments of the first half. Still a 0-0 ball game. A defensive battle has been this one here today in the Crimson's 3rd game of the season, the 2nd game of the season for the Crusaders. Their 1st game in 3 weeks. The defense has looked fresh as James Marinello takes the carry across midfield. Marinello inside the 45 and brought down to the 44-yard line. And wisely, Coach Fell will use a timeout to see what this offense can do now on the nice carry there for about 20 yards. About 15 yards there on 1st down. It's a Mo Baird program that has really turned around over the last couple years. 11-3 record in their last 2+ seasons. And only 2 conference losses. We mentioned Pingree here at home 2 weeks ago, which is a loss that really motivated this team. And then their other conference loss came back in 2019, the Long Island Lutheran. The last time these 2 teams met up, Crusaders had a 26-6 lead. As you see the spike there, presumably to stop the clock, but I did think the Crimson called a timeout.
It'll be 2nd and 10 with 4 seconds left.
So 2nd and 10 with 4 seconds left. One last shot for this Crimson offense to try and get something on the board in the latter stages of the first half. All eyes on Dante Marinello at the bottom of your screen, defended by Zion Tracy, the star corner for the Crusaders. Marinello in the shotgun. Gives it to Crosby. Crosby across the 45 to the 40, and he's tripped at the 39-yard line. And Coach Fell tries to get a timeout in. Looks like he did in time. And hold on a second. The clock did run out, but Crimson get a timeout in. And after a first half that's gone really fast, it seems like the last 20 seconds have gone by very slow. 1.8 seconds will be put onto the clock. So here are the Crimson at the 39 of the Crusaders. One last play here in the first half. James Marinello steps back, fires deep to Dante Marinello, and it is broken up. And that will take us to halftime. Pass is broken up by Thomas Bacon, the sophomore for Long Island Lutheran, and we are going to head to break with a scoreless ball game. It's the Crusaders 0 and the Crimson 0. And we will head to halftime, and we will be back after the break on the Play-by-Play Sports Network.
Once again, all runners at the Kirby Mile, please make your way to
Time to get the second half rolling here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Ethan Carpenter with you this afternoon, bringing you some Saturday afternoon football from Morristown-Beard School as the Crimson host the Long Island Lutheran Crusaders. And as we mentioned on the open of this broadcast, the MIFL in February became the first league in the nation to ban kickoffs. So the Crusaders will start at the 35. And really, even if there were kickoffs, there'd only be 2 today. No scoring so far in this one. A back-and-forth defensive battle as the road team gets the possession here to start the second half. On first down, the carry to Lycan up to midfield. And Ethan Lycan gets a 15-yard carry on the first play of the second half. Almost. And just about actually into Crimson territory. So Lycan has got most of the carries here today. And now in at quarterback, so a change for the Crusaders. Jacques Leandre at quarterback. He will try to move this Long Island Lutheran offense into the end zone for the first time today. Leandre on first down, hands it off to Lycan. Lycan trying to fight for yardage, but there's that defensive front for the Crimson to make the stop on first down. Barely any gain on first. They'll be second and about 10. Again, like we mentioned in the first half, the Mo-Bear defensive front only gave up, it's not even the right word for it, negative 12 yards on 16 carries. In their last game, a 33-17 win, evening their record at 1-1 this season as they prep for the playoffs. That'll be later this month. Still got a few games before then in the Metropolitan Independent Football League. Tracy sent in motion on 2nd and 9, and Leandre gets across the 40.
With a carry near a first down, so it'll be 3rd and short, maybe 1.
So Leandre makes it a 3rd and short, but this Crimson defense is good in short yardage situations. They had that 4th down stop at the 12-yard line on the first drive of the game where it looked like Long Island Lutheran was going to get on the board and take an early 7-0 lead. The Mo-Bear defense came to play here today. So here's the 3rd and 1 from the 40-yard line. Leandre keeps the snap, tries to make a move at the 42, and he's brought down. The stop made by Pearson Baum. 6'2", 200-pound defensive lineman for the home team. And the student section making some noise here on a huge 4th down to start the second half. So Leandre now back there with Anthony Valdez, who got a good share of the carries in the first half, along with Ethan Lycan for the Long Island Lutheran offense. As the hard count gets the Crimson to bite. So the aggressive defensive front for the Crimson bites them there on a 4th down and 3.
Offsides on the defense, 5-yard penalty and a first down.
So 5 yards, and Long Island Lutheran continues to march into Crimson territory to start the second half here. Bottom of your screen, Thomas Bacon, the receiver for the Crusaders. Valdez to the left of Leandre, and Valdez will take the carry up to the 36.
2nd
So 2-yard gain for Long Island Lutheran, who is already using up some clock here on this first drive of the second half. And all the drives for both offenses in the first half look similar to this one. Chewing up clock. There were only, I believe, only 2 possessions in the first quarter, maybe a third, and that was aided by the roughing the kicker called that kept the Crimson on the field that extended that same drive. No turnovers yet today either. As back in for the Crusaders and completing a pass to the 29-yard line. And it's Matthew Caputo who's able to get that ball out there. So 3rd and 2, the catch made by, it looks like Thomas Bacon. No, that was not Bacon. But it's a short gain on 2nd down, setting up a 3rd and 2. And that was Tracy on the catch for Long Island Lutheran. Leandre back in the shotgun. Valdez behind him. He'll hand it to Valdez. Valdez a carry up the middle, and he gets the first down to the 25-yard line. A 4-yard gain and a Long Island Lutheran first down. So just the drive that this road team needed to start the second half here to kind of take the energy. Obviously, a lot of fans here from Morristown-Beard here today, their second home game of the season, and with homecoming, senior day, and all that, a lot of energy here today. And trying to quiet this home crowd on the first drive of the second half. With now a 1st and 10 from the 25, Leandre in the shotgun, Valdez to his left yet again. Bacon to the bottom of your screen, Tracy in motion. It looked like it was a design pitch, but Leandre finds room for the Crusaders inside the red zone and out at the 9-yard line.
The right side, inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal, Crusaders.
So both these teams have quarterbacks who are threats on the ground as well, and the Crusaders show it there as they are the closest they've been all day to a touchdown. First and goal from the 9. Tracy and Caputo, who's played quarterback today, now lined up to the top of your screen. Bacon at the bottom. Leandre in the shotgun again. As we pass the halfway point here in the 3rd quarter. Leandre takes the snap. Gives it off to Valdez, and nowhere to run. Good defense up front by Morristown-Beard. That's Marcelo Laraca on the stop. It's a loss. It'll push Long Island Lutheran back to the 10-yard line. As to keep this game scoreless, the Crimson are going to have to come through with another huge defensive stop. They've had plenty here today. Leandre takes the direct snap, the pitch out to Valdez. Valdez has the edge, and he's in for a Long Island Lutheran touchdown. The first points of the afternoon, courtesy of the sophomore, Anthony Valdez. So that was a drive that took over 7 minutes here to start the second half for Long Island Lutheran, and it ends with a touchdown. As Valdez had 2 Crimson defenders near him, but he was able to find his way into the front left corner of the end zone, and now going for two. Caputo will fire to the outside, and there was nothing there. Ethan Lyken was the intended receiver. No, scratch that. It was Gavin Holman, number 44, not number 4. And Holman can't hold it in, so it remains 6-0. As you get a look there at head coach Tim Fell with his team, is now they find themselves down 6-0, just a game after scoring 33 last week. So we know this offense is perfectly capable of putting up huge numbers and getting back into this game. But both of these defenses have really put on a show today. Definitely did not expect a low-scoring game here today. So no kickoff starting at the 35-yard line as James Marinello and his offense. He has Crosby right next to him in the shotgun. Heavy run formation. Crosby takes it, and he is swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. The stop made by Ryan Alexander, the star linebacker, the junior, for the Crusaders at 2nd down. Marinello keeps it right up the middle, and he's brought down.
Marinello and the keeper. Short gain, it'll be 3rd.
Robert Rubenstein in on the stop, the freshman defensive lineman for Long Island Lutheran, getting some key playing time here in his first season. And by my count on this roster, one of 2 freshmen playing in this game for the road team. Marinello will keep. Marinello runs to his left, and flag is out. He's brought down, stopped, looking like a 4th down. We'll see who the call is on here, in the direction of more than likely holding on the offense. And no, the call is on the defense.
Looks to be a 5-yard face mask penalty. It'll be 3rd and a long 4.
So face mask is the call. And scoreboard says 3rd and 4 for the Crimson here. So another chance to convert off the call from our head referee, Jeff Rittenauer. Under 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Marinello, nowhere to go. Another stop made by Robert Rubenstein, his 2nd tackle on this drive. And it's a 4th down, and an interesting decision here for Morristown-Beard on their first drive of the 2nd half, trying to match the Long Island Lutheran touchdown by Anthony Valdez just moments ago. And Dante Marinello will now get the punt, taking the spot from his brother, who had a couple punts in the first half.
Dante Marinello's punt.
And a pretty solid punt, putting the Crusaders at the 25-yard line to start their 2nd drive of the 2nd half. So the first drive of the 2nd half for Long Island Lutheran featured Jacques Leandre, a quarterback, as well as Matthew Caputo at times. Caputo also lined up as a wide receiver, and a nice mix of run and pass got them into the end zone. And they'll look to put together another slow drive. Again, it was over 7 minutes to start this 2nd half, and then the Crimson only on the field for about 3.5 minutes. So time of possession being won by Long Island Lutheran in this ball game so far. Leandre in at quarterback again. Leandre hands it off. This is Ethan Lyken on the carry, and he's able to run through some Crimson defenders to make a positive gain out of that. 2 yards on first down, 2nd and 8.
Lyken on the carry. Short gain. Leibowitz on the stop. 2nd and 8.
Zion Tracy at the bottom of your screen for Long Island Lutheran here on 2nd and 8, and Lyson gets the carry again on 2nd down, and he breaks a tackle. Ethan Lyson across the 35, and he's spun down to the 37. And Long Island Lutheran picks up another first down. They'll move the chains.
First down for the Crusaders.
As time continues to run down here in the 3rd quarter this afternoon. Leandre to Lyson again. Ethan Lyson cuts to the outside. Lyson across the 45, brought down at the 46. A 9.5-yard gain on first down, setting up a 2nd and short.
2nd and about a half a yard now.
As we will switch sides and prep for the 4th quarter of play. So it was a 7.5-minute drive that got the Crusaders on the board. The first team to score today. Anthony Valdez into the end zone for the short touchdown run, a 10-yard run, and it's a 6-0 lead for the road team as we come back for the 4th quarter after this.
Start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Squad for the first points here today. James
Yes,
as Marinello keeps it on first down. He's brought down
Marinello on the keeper.
27, maybe the 28-yard line.
2nd and 10.
As we've seen this from both offenses today, taking their time on the play calls. But if you're the Crimson, not really worried if your defense goes back out on the field, because they have played exceptionally well here today. They have lived up to the hype as Marinello hands it off to Crosby. Crosby fighting up the middle, extends.
Crosby on the carry.
So a nice
Reaches
down
down toward about the 17-yard line.
Offense.
3rd and a long 4.
As now an important 3rd down awaits the Crimson offense. Marinello takes the snap, finds the 5.
Marinello falls incomplete. It'll be 4th
down. Good play design and a good thought. The throw was a little short. As with 5:20 left in this ball game, a 4th down for the Crimson and a huge opportunity for this Long Island Lutheran defense. Dante in motion, now the pitch to Dante Marinello, can't get to it, fumble, the ball is out, and it's picked
down.
up
The
by
ball
Cruz.
fumbled, recovered by Long Island Lutheran.
Cruz has the football, Long Island Lutheran with a 6-0 lead to get the ball back, and now there's a flag on the field.
The flag on the field.
Quite possibly could be the celebration, an excessive celebration penalty on Long Island Lutheran after they pick up the fumble. And can't really say it's Dante Marinello's fault. He kind of ran past the pitch. It's not like he dropped it, it was just behind him.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Long Island Lutheran. The puck will stand, but it'll be a 15-yard penalty.
So the Crusaders will march backwards, and
the results from the Kirby Mile. 3rd place was junior Jonas Weineman. 2nd place was freshman Nick Turiano. And the winner of the Kirby Mile was junior Will Kuppenheimer. Congratulations to all the runners.
Long Island defense, which has played incredible today. They're pitching a shutout. Still got 15 yards back. 5:13 left in this ball game. And a 6-0 lead for Long Island Lutheran. You have to imagine head coach Chris Reno and the rest of his coaching staff in no particular hurry. They've had some long drives here today. They need one more extended drive if they want to hold off the Crimson here this afternoon on their home field. Leandre in the shotgun start here. He sends Tracy in motion. Tracy can't evade the Crimson tackle.
Leandre's pitch to Tracy goes nowhere. 5 yards, 2nd and 15.
Loss of about 4 or 5 there on first down. Sets up a 2nd and 15.
Let's go, G! Watch the step pass!
5-yard line, 2nd and 14 for the Crusaders. Clock still running with a little over 4 minutes left, and a nice carry made there by Valdez.
Of about 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 9.
And here's that opportunity for that Crimson defense to try and get off the field to give James Marinello and company one more shot to tie this game away to Morris. Defense chance reigning for the crowd, 3rd and 9. Potentially the play of the day here from Morristown.
Help him out! Help him out!
Play a game penalty against Long Island Lutheran.
Interesting there. They really ran down the play clock for most of the game here today, and that's the first
5-yard
time they're
penalty.
flagged for delay of game.
3rd and 13.
Now it goes from a 3rd and intermediate to a 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 14 for Long Island Lutheran with 3:17 and counting to go here in the 4th quarter. Caputo in at quarterback, fires to the outside.
Good pass ball, incomplete. With 2:51 remaining, that brings up a foot down. Crusaders.
Incoming for Long Island Lutheran, so the Crimson will get one more shot here on offense. Trailing 6-0 with 2:51 left.
Let's go, Jockey! What do you say, Jockey?
Mancuso off the drop on 3rd down will be into punt. And he's had a busy day considering how well both defenses have played. It's a false start now is the call.
The start on the offense. You're clearly down.
The refs have been relatively quiet here today. I think with the defensive battle, maybe there'll be some extra activity, but we've had a couple penalties here on this drive for Long Island Lutheran, and obviously the celebration has been relatively quiet. Second half from the referees today. Mancuso nearly loses the snap into the referees, and it's a
Goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line, where the Crimson will take over. 6-0.
So here on Senior Day, it's now in the hands of senior James Marinello to try and tie this game up. 2:40 left on the clock. Apologies for no game clock here in the remaining moments of this one. Marinello in the shotgun throw to his left. Brother Dante blocking the screen. Wilson Baum with a huge catch on that last drive. Crimson near the red zone. Couldn't convert though. Here's their first play of the drive. Crosby takes the handoff.
Xavier Crosby, getting him about 2. 2nd and 8.
This is the 3rd matchup in recent memory between these two teams. 2019 Long Island Island Lutheran won 26-6. It was a 6-6 game at halftime, so a defensive battle just like this one today. The Crusaders outscored the Crimson 20-0 in the second half. In 2018, these two teams met. Morristown-Beard with a 35-7 win, so two blowout games between these teams. It's been tight today. Marinello steps up in the pocket.
Marinello runs out near a first down. It appears to be good enough for a first down.
Might have been held forward.
Touchdown Crimson.
The Crimson are now in the red zone. They've been here a few times today, just haven't been able to come through. A minute and a half left. Marinello sends a man in motion. We'll give it to Crosby. Crosby has a lead. Could we see a game-winning touchdown here on senior day for this football team? Marinello to Crosby. Is he in for the touchdown?
Crosby takes it down near the one. The ball came loose. It appears it is still Crimson ball.
And so some discussion here. The ball did come loose.
Timeout Crimson.
Crimson called a timeout. Crosby was down at the 1 yard line. And Long Island Lutheran obviously claiming that ball came out and that it's their football. It was Crosby on that second effort to try and extend into the end zone. Lost the football. Now the ref's trying to decide if he was down. And so with 47 seconds left, Crimson will stay on the field. Second down. It was scary there for a down 6-0. What a storybook way to end both teams in the state. For most of today, the Crimson trying to take their first shot at the end zone late in this fourth quarter. Marinello takes the direct snap up the right side.
With 44 seconds left, the Crimson tied at 6.
And now the only extra point or conversion coming up with 44 seconds left. As there's a player down on the field. Not sure who it is. When we get a number on the player, we'll let you know. It's the Morristown-Beard team of both sidelines respectfully take a knee as we await who the player is here. And as this player gets tended to, we're going to take a quick audio break. It is a 6-6 ball game with 44 seconds left. Dante Marinello comes back up. He has to go to the sideline. Walking it off. It looks like he's okay. We're tied at 6 with 44 seconds left. And now on to give Bear a potential lead is Ethan Moitman. His extra point is up What's next for this Morristown-Beard football team? Well, an upcoming schedule brought to you by the Play-by-Play Sports Network. On the road against Montclair, Kimberly next week. Newark Academy the following week. So 3 straight road games coming up before the playoffs. They hosted here this year, and this would be a huge win within their conference that can propel them forward. Again, Bear coming into this game 1-1. Long Island Lutheran 1-0, so they flip spots in that division. Down to this last
Bacon, game about 15. Not Long Island Lutheran with 32 seconds left.
Trying to skip this game, 32 seconds remaining. The story of this ball game has been long, extended drives, and Long Island Lutheran is going to need a quick drive. It'll be a rare one today to try to get them a win here. Second timeout. Crimson have to have their eyes on Zion Tracy, like we mentioned. Over 40 catches. He's over 700 yards receiving for his career. He has 6 touchdowns. And that explosive speed. Got a chance to see 65 yards.
Marinello takes the knee.
Marinello takes the knee. The seconds left time will run out on this matchup. As what a hard-fought match.
Will do it. Your final score, Morristown-Beard 7, Long Island Lutheran 6.
And then an extra point at 8. 7-6 extra final. Morristown-Beard wins the 2-1 on the young season. So again, thank you for joining us on the Morristown Sports Network today. Give our channel a subscription, like our videos. We apologize for the short technical delay to start the fourth quarter, but what a finish for Morristown-Beard. They get the win 7-6 here on Senior Day. Ethan Carpenter, my cameraman Justin Vasquez, we say goodbye from Morristown, New Jersey.